Hi, Jason Kenny here. I just wanted to talk to you a small bit about my story and how I ended up doing what I'm doing. For me, body transformation is fantastic, and it's not so much even about the body. I'm talking about the body as a whole. So most people, when they talk about body, it's about the six-pack abs and the skinny waist and looking fantastic. That all comes in time. But for me, I had to go back to basics, back into the kitchen, back to where it all mattered, and combine the exercise and nutrition together. It was really and truly that's where the key to success was. For me, it was about being healthy on the inside, having a greater immune system. And now we've all seen it currently with all of the pandemic situation that's happened with us. And immune is one of the greatest assets we have, and if we don't look after that, then we have a weak system, and it allows other things to get in. We need to keep things out. We need to keep ourselves running at full health and to the optimum. For me, back in 2015, I got to a point where I had ballooned up. My body fat percentage was off the charts. I was nearly 18 and a half stone. I'm only 5'7", 5'7" and a half, I suppose, if you're going to give me the extra half. And I was eating 2 and 3 boxes of Rennies a day. That's insane. Just so I could eat and eat all the crap foods I was eating. I had no structure in my life. Stress had taken over. It was a complete, absolute mess. So for me, I decided to make that change when I realized that I was not going to be around long enough to see my kids grow up. So on that year, same year, September, I decided to embark on a journey, a personal journey, and I wasn't going to let up till I succeeded in it. And what I did was I got back in, as I said, into the kitchen, concentrated on what I needed to put into my mouth. I monitored it carefully, and it was only really within 2 to 3 weeks I started to realize, just by moving a small few things around and changing things. So for example, I used to take lots of sugar in my coffee. It was insane, actually. Loads of milk. It was more milk than it was coffee. So I started removing certain things. I removed obviously the milk first, which was the easiest. And then when I removed the milk, I was able to add in some cold water, and so it cooled it down. Then I started to remove back the sugars, and I just basically, a trick I did was I ended up getting like a chocolate rice cake or a biscuit, and I'd eat it with the coffee, and there was no sugar in the coffee. So I was almost substituting the sugar for in the biscuit rather for the sugar in the coffee. But when the biscuit was gone, I continued to drink the coffee. So after a while, it just became the norm for me, and now it's impossible for me to have any sugar or any milk in my coffee. And that's just an example of some of the stuff. I just started replacing things and making things easier. I went back into the kitchen, as I said, and I started cooking stuff. I started to create my own recipes, come up with all these crazy ideas, because my biggest issue was I was a sweet tooth. I do fantastic throughout the day. I was doing amazing, but I needed to hold myself accountable for certain things. And I started creating things like sweet potato brownies and avocado biscuits. Look, there's billions of recipes out there, but you make it your own. You start to create all these lovely alternative meals. But I'll tell you, they were such a lifesaver. Got me really over those hurdles, and I was eating veg rather than eating complete sugar and all the fake chemicals that were inside in the ready-made packet foods. So they're small little tricks I did, but going back to accountability, that's what I did. I held myself accountable. I would plan and prepare things, and I'd be, I suppose, regimental in a lot of respects. But what it wasn't the case that I made it hard for myself. I just kind of included it in my everyday. I'm doing it anyway. We all get up in the morning, you get up, you throw water in your face, you have a shower, you wash, whatever it is you're doing, you brush your teeth, you go in and you make breakfast. We do it. So we have a system anyway. So why not just include your newfound habits into that, and then it becomes the norm. It becomes part of your life, and when you start to see the results and see the benefits from it, you see the glow in your skin, you see the weight dropping, you see the energy rising, and you see your sleep improve, and it's an effect afterwards. It's a complete domino. People start to feed off of that. It's amazing, and it just filters out into everyone around you. Your family start to recruit. It's incredible, and I can't emphasize enough the importance of it and what we should be doing. And as you get older, you should certainly be looking at this, not just backing off and going, yeah, I did all that when I was younger. No, this isn't for any age. This is for every age. And I really want you to understand that. So combining the two together, exercise and nutrition, keeping it very simple, just basic body weighted exercises. I had a set of dumbbells, a treadmill, a yoga mat, a gym ball and a medicine ball basically, and they were my kind of tools to success. And I kept it, I was consistent, and it worked. And within 14 to 15 weeks I made a massive transition. I was so happy with myself. Why not pop on over to jasonkenny.ie and check it all out.